Big day for crypto. I think we're around about 2 hours away from inflation numbers coming out. And I think the big thing was we started a slight pullback in crypto. And, you know, how is this going to go? Because we did bounce. Yesterday was a great daily candle. We actually had this pullback, and we had the pullback and it was bought up pretty quickly. And I actually like to see that not only did we get a pretty good pin bar candle on the daily, we also have an overset RSI. Hi.
What's up?
Hi. Is it going good or bad today?
I'll do the show.
Okay. Cheers, guys. Have a fantastic. I'm going to take my lady for a date.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Amazing.
It's Valentine's Day. You can go do what you need to do. All right, let's go. Welcome, everyone.
You know how to use a normal computer.
Wow. What are we looking at? This is a one-day chart. I have no idea what's going on. Hold on a sec.
You know, guys. Thank you. So big day, guys. So we got a buy up, and what I like about this too is we do have the RSI at the bottom, and then another important chart. You know, we're 2 hours away, and ultimately we started a pullback. And if we hold the current support, we still got to not forget that Bitcoin has come from 16,000 all the way to 24,000. And this could possibly have just been a short-term retracement. And maybe there is still another crypto leg. Will we break the high? We shall see. But we still believe that the altcoins have a long way to go. And for me, we are getting the dominance now sitting at that point of where we are near reversal. And I drew this pattern a few days back. And for me, we get into a point where we hit resistance yesterday. And a new leg to the downside could possibly still be happening. So if things turn bullish today, and this chart will hopefully give us a slight indication, which is the 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗧, maybe the 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗧 is actually going to truly reject here. And if we do so, this is the long-term trend that's gone and tested and something we've been worrying about. Maybe there is still more bullishness to actually come. And if so, we're going to make sure we're in the right altcoins. Because what I saw in the stock market is if we break the next level bullish today, it's another 7% to the next resistance. And then it's 3% away from possible all-time highs. So guys, it's a big time to be focused. We need to be ready. If things go good today, what are we buying? What are the major indicators? And if things go bad, you know, where are the next major supports? This still could be an incredible pullback that we could take advantage of. No more wasting time, James. Run did waste 30 seconds of it. But anyway, push the button. Let's get into it.
Click. Have you heard the news? What? With his finger on the pulse, it's like Sheldon knew. Click. When the sniper shoots, we got Sheldon on the chart, so we never lose. Enter the sniper, sharpshooter advisor. Enter the sniper, he marks the charts right. Enter the sniper, he's calling the cycles. So enter the sniper, click. Time to be dedicated, sniper mode is activated. Explosions in the market are in target, and Sheldon demonstrates. Mirror on the wall, Master Sheldon tell us all. We got Sheldon on the chart, so we never lose. Enter the sniper, sharpshooter advisor. Enter the sniper, he marks the charts right. Enter the sniper, he's calling the cycles. Enter the sniper, click. To the sniper.
Banter fam, what's happening? Hope you're having a great day. If you're brand new to the channel, smash the subscribe button, smash the like button. Let's get the content out. Feeling amazing. I was quite tired yesterday. I felt like the weekend drained me a little bit. But today I'm feeling pretty good. And I just like to see that the market slowed down a bit. It started a little bit of bearishness yesterday, but ultimately a good, decent bounce. And now it's sitting at major support. Again, when another big news day comes, we are sitting at a critical level once again, but it could be something that really works well in our favor. Now, what are we feeling, guys? How do we think things are going to go today? I see someone says bullish, very bullish. I'm bullish. Okay. 𝗕𝗏𝗄 is going to get wrecked today. Okay. It's quite crazy. I see a lot of bullishness. Is there any bears? Where's the bears? It's weird to not see bears. Where are you, bears? Are we hiding? Are you waiting? Amazing. Someone said here, sniper school rocks. So just before I get in, guys, Sniper School starts in the next few days, possibly on Monday, but it does start next week. We're running cohort number 3. We've already done, I think, 5,000 or 6,000 students through the school. It's been incredible. It's really doing well. And I'm reminding you again, we have a great year ahead of us to accumulate. And between 2024, 2025 is the time that we need to all retire. That's the goal. But in order to do that, you need to understand my analysis. You need to understand the shows. The Sniper School is going to teach you all of the basics. It's going to teach you everything you need to know, from risk management to all the platforms to everything. So make sure you are part of Sniper School. And if you have a look right below in the description, you will see the Sniper School for free right under this. And you will see on the Crypto Banter channel as well, the free trading school where you can get into it. Guys, I promise you, it is something that you're going to love very much. What do you need to do? You need to open with an exchange link below, a Sniper School exchange link. And if you deposit $100, we've changed it from $250 to $100. You put $100 in there, you get to trade with that money. And you're then going to register for Sniper School, put your user ID in, and then you're going to be able to have access to the call and have access to our VIP groups, get access to all of that. Speaking about that, Discord. Make sure you're on Discord, guys. If you open any of the exchange links, you also get all of my live trading charts. You get all of my trading setups, all of these tokens. And what's nice about them is if you go in one, look how we update the charts. As they move, we update, we update, we update. So you get all of these tokens and you get all of my show charts as well. All of that for you guys. Amazing. Cool. Let's jump into it and let's speak about what's happening. So crunch time. What happened the last few weeks? We had a raging Dixie for the last few months. We then started getting a pullback in Dixie, started giving us a nice little bullish run, a nice little bull market, started to get some entertaining happening again. Then what happened was slight bounce in Dixie. And since we had a slight bounce in Dixie, we started to get a little bit of a pullback from Bitcoin, from the crypto markets, and a little bit of a pullback from the stock market. Stock market's sort of been going sideways, not too much movement happening there. But what was crucial about it was the Dixie going to break back into this trend? That's a long trend, guys. You know, this is something that's coming from May 2021. You know, you're nearly running on a 2-year trend, and the Dixie finally broke it. And it was like, whoa, like what's happening? Is the dollar going to finally slow down? And then what we had was a very crucial area, and I like to call it like a cross, like a very important cross. And what that is it's the long-term trend line as resistance now, and this trend line coming to the downside, basically tracking the momentum to the downside. And it basically makes a very critical area. And we were like, whoa, if Dixie breaks back into this, you know, yes, it might still make a lower high, but ultimately this is not good. You know, this is just showing us that this little pullback that's happening right now, because isn't that the question? The question is this a dip to buy? Is it a quick pullback and we go back to bullishness next week? Or is this a pullback that happens for the next month? You know, that was the big question. And this was the important chart. And it's one that you must still focus on, is putting this trend line into play. And know that the Dixie above 104 is when we start getting into this may be a longer sort of pullback than what we expect. But so far, so good. So far, we are getting rejection. Now, if things go good today, let's speak about it. And I'm going to jump to the futures here for a minute. And it's looking pretty decent right now. But if we get good numbers today, okay, what's been happening here is the stock market's been a little bit confused. You could see it. Over the last few days, you know, if you look for the last 2 weeks, it's basically been just ranging, you know, in a very small range, just going sideways, sideways, sideways. And end of the day, we've been hitting the same sort of highs, getting rejected, making the same lows, you know, bouncing at those levels. And now we're at the top there again. And why it's been at such a crucial level is because where the next gap is. You know, I've been speaking to you guys about gaps, and there is 2 major gaps when it comes to the futures. The first one is this recent high that we made, you know, a few weeks back. And that for me is still another 2 to 3% above that, right? But this for me was a wick. It's not an area that we've hit many, many, many times. It's not a crazy resistance. What I see after that is if we break out here today, and that Dixie actually continues, because if that Dixie gets rejected, it's basically informing that we should make a lower low on the high time frames, which would be incredibly strong for the markets. And if that had to happen, guys, there's a possibility we go to the next major resistance on the stock market, and this will be crazy. What are the 2 next major resistances? We have one at 35,500, which is basically between about 4 to 5% from where we are now. And then we have another one which is 7% above, and it's basically sitting around the all-time high. which is insane. Imagine we had a stock market that's a futures that hits nearly back to all-time highs. You know, it'll be absolutely crazy. So this, not only did the last 2 days, are we finally closing outside of this bullish flag. You know, if things go good today, we might actually have a raging stock market. Now, the only thing that we are fighting with crypto at the moment is the FUD. And the FUD is creating the crypto to halt and like hold and these sort of things. And, you know, it might be here for a little while. It might be the big catalyst to the next big move. But ultimately, for the longer time frame, like, this is good for crypto. It's good that we are finally sorting out the stablecoin issue, because ideally what we should be doing is trading to Bitcoin. Bitcoin should be the main pairing in crypto. You know, why are we with the dollar and things like that? So it is a major concern as we speak for maybe short-term strong pullbacks. But I still think it's something that's going to take a little bit of time. And ultimately, I'm just happy to know that if Dixie can pull back, stock market can be good. Now let's go look at where we are in the crypto market. And the first thing that I want to look at is obviously Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin, if we look at the higher time frames or where we've come from, you know, it's been quite crazy. What has happened? We've had a really strong push recently, and ultimately we've even got a golden cross on the shorter time frames. And now what we are sitting at is at the support. This level over here is somewhere that we literally bounced off of yesterday. If we had to hold this, and the stock market had to break up and the Dixie had to pull down, and we had to actually break this trend, it's still a bullish leg. It's not a place of where it's strong reversal just yet. So the fact that we went down there yesterday and we're still holding that for now, because I've given you the areas of where price can speed up, right? And basically price can speed up if we had to lose that low we made yesterday. You know, the 21,300, we lose that. We got to be positive, guys. We've got to be positive. It's still going to be a great year for all of us. But below this area over here, you know, is the 20,000s. These are the gaps of where we can see price increasing. And if we hold this one, you know, things can look good. Now, the only thing that it's still showing us is that we are still a little bit away from momentum line, which means that we may just hover. If we hold this low over here, we may just hover in this range for a while longer. But if we hold this level, guys, and we break this trend, this could still be incredibly bullish for crypto. And we could finally still get that altcoin run that we've been waiting for. You know, that total 3 run, the one where the rest of the altcoins wake up, because that didn't come. For me, it did not happen. We were there and we did have a little bit of a fake out of the trend. But right now, I do see it slightly holding 200-day moving average. The only slight concern is we did bounce on a support, and there might be one slightly lower. But it's not huge damage. It's 3-4%. It's not like that huge correction with the altcoins just yet. But nonetheless, if Bitcoin breaks that trend and altcoins still hold this level, we can still have that rally that takes the altcoins up to the higher level. And that's basically adding another $100 billion into the altcoin market, excluding Bitcoin, excluding Ethereum, which is insane. Now, the chart that helps us with that is definitely the dominance. For me, the dominance is getting to an area now where resistance, okay? And for me, lower high. Where it bounced did not make sense to me. There was not major support here. There's not a major area. And for me, the lower area is over here. And ultimately, what created the last altcoin pump was this little move over here, right? The transition from Bitcoin into altcoins. And we're still waiting for the next bigger leg. So if Bitcoin decides to hold the level of 21,000 and we break that trend, dominance turns, we can still have that huge total 3 explosion. Now, we still have the possibility of depression coming in the next few months. But ultimately, it's showing first 30-40% within altcoins. Then we get to the critical level is it time to get out of all of our bags? Are we going into depression? But we are still waiting for that strong bullish pump. So for me, it's like I'm paying attention to this dip right now, because it may be another chance where few of the altcoins we missed on the last pump, and now might be the time that we can finally get some of those entries. So this is looking really good as it stands. Now, going through the altcoins. You know, firstly, I was looking at ETH dominance, see what's happening here. It's also just going sideways, just sort of waiting, still holding bullish trend at the moment, still holding support, still holding these zones. And it looks like ETH is also just waiting. So ETH for me still, if the market turns bullish now and we do have a Bitcoin push, I still think ETH is going to still have its run. I spoke about ETH. The only thing that I saw yesterday was really strong candle on the daily, and it is back into the original support. Now, the only worry was we did go through. But what could be the reason of us going through? was stop losses. You know, if anyone bought here previously, where would they put their stop loss? Under the low. What do? They send price down, they stop everyone out, and they bring it back up. But one thing I can't see as well is we do have that one more possible low support. So there is still a possibility that Bitcoin comes to those recent lows that it did, maybe even the 2025. But for me, now it's hitting 200-day, it's hitting a strong support, and I would love to be picking up, Ethereum around the 1430s, anywhere in that sort of level. But so far, this is still looking incredibly strong. And if Bitcoin breaks, you just got to focus on that Bitcoin trend line, guys. Bitcoin breaks that major trend line, and that dominance turns down. I think let's actually have a look to see if there is a nice trend line on the dominance as well, to see if we can pick it up on the smaller time frames. To see when we can have this pullback. So you can see already on the smaller time frames, it definitely started to lose steam, and you can see that the dominance is looking to turn at any point. So that's really good. And the fact that we have a beautiful trend on Bitcoin, it is showing a little bit more time. We shall see. The invalidation of the time, me saying that there's another 2-3 days of us just going a little bit sideways, is if Bitcoin breaks through 23K. If it breaks through 23K today, it's rocketing, it's moving. But have a look at the RSI too. RSI is there. Slight little cross at the bottom, meaning another day or two, but RSI is reset. And if Bitcoin holds this level where we're at, we could still have a really strong push. Now, I want to speak about a few coins, because one that's looking pretty strong, and we've been waiting for, is Solana. What's happening with Solana? Firstly, we are getting a cross on the daily at the bottom. Yes, but what we are getting is a little bit of momentum. As soon as the market goes a little bit bullish, Solana's looking pretty strong at the moment. And what I want you guys to pay attention to is this trend line that we have over here. Now, we are waiting for a possible earlier entry. And I still think later on we get these entries for Solana. But doesn't mean that this was maybe not the top. And you could see it was the 200-day moving average that it got rejected at. But we have this trend over here. And I am seeing, again, a slight tinglies that if we break this trend over here and Bitcoin breaks, I think we're going to have a Solana pump. I don't know what's happening there. Fundamentally, I'm going to speak to Ron about it to see is anything happening there. But it is interesting to see how strong it's looking and use that trend line for that. Because what's interesting is if we have a break from Solana, first area that it goes to go test is the previous high in the 200-day moving average. Not only is that at 20%, it's also going to the critical level of where everyone was buying previously, and it finally lost that area. If Solana had to finally get through, this is probably one of the biggest walls. There's more selling pressure here than where there is up here. A lot more. And if Solana had to decide to go through to the $30 region, and we actually had to break through that, the next resistance all the way at $40. So be aware that a very nice trade on Solana is if we break this trend and Bitcoin breaks, and it basically plays like this. You can make sure, put a stop loss, always put a stop loss, but I'll show you how. If this breaks through here, you put that stop loss under that low and you let it go, because this may turn into 100% trader if something happens. Charts showing that something's happening at Solana, and we may find out some news soon. News always comes later. The chart always tells you first. And ultimately, this would be a great risk to reward, to get that break, put the stop under there and let it ride. And if it does, worst scenario, we get a 20% trade. If it does crack through that area, guys, it's insane. If Solana had to recover those areas, the next level is 36. The area after that is 45. And after that, we then go back to the 50 and 60. Now, I don't think it's going to get through this area just yet. I think it's going to take a bit more time, but that's $60. We're at $20 now. So pay attention. And another major trend, which will give you the indicator that Solana is going to attempt that, is this long day trend on a 2. Let's get this up there. There we go. Is this long day trend. This one over here, boom. Also pointing exactly where the 200-day moving average is over there. So this long trend over here, amazing. We break through that. I think it's Solana time. I think you're going to be able to make some great money on Solana. As you see, it's giving us the area, $25, $26. We break through that, big move. So keep an eye on Solana. I'm looking, guys, that we've just had market push over the last 2-3 weeks. We then had a week of bearishness. When the market goes bullish again, what's bouncing? What's bouncing and what's looking strong? And that's the ones that we want to catch. So Solana is definitely one of those. Fantom. Looking good. So one thing I like about Fantom is it's showing that we possibly get some great buys at the end of the week. But where it's holding now is great. Firstly, it shattered through these areas over here. And the next resistance was this major one, which it hit, right? But what's crazy about this is now we're getting something called, resistance into support, where you break a level. And if it holds here and breaks that trend, we may still get that run was talking about. that run was talking about of 80 cents to $1. So for me, keep eye on Fantom 2. If the market wakes up, the RSI is reset. And this for me is very healthy still where we are now. And the levels where I was still looking at was early 40 cents. But if it breaks this trend line, it already hit it, to be honest. It already hit that area. If it breaks this trend line, keep eye on a Fantom run. These were the tokens that were hot when the market was bullish, and they've retraced now. And let's actually speak about the next one. Why do you think GRT? Look at it all of a sudden. It was one that was hot, right? You want to focus on the tokens that are hot and they're finally cheaper. 2 weeks ago, I was saying stay away from these tokens, or a week ago, I was saying stay away because we missed it. But now they're coming back to the areas of where we actually want them and the areas we want to actually accumulate them. So for me, GRT is coming back here. And for me, it might come back more. So I am speaking, guys. Let me just make it clear. When the news comes out today, there could be a shakeout wick to the bottom. Get out of leverage right now. I'm telling you, get out of leverage. Get out, get out, get out. There's time and we'll be able to get back in. They might send a little bit lower down. If Bitcoin loses 21K, 21.5, these sort of things. I've given you the lower areas on yesterday's show to see where to buy these altcoins. Okay. So be aware of those wicks. There might be areas for us to take advantage of things like that, but just be aware that things are going to become very popcorny in the next 2 hours. It's about to get crazy, right? And it might send these coins perfectly into the areas, which I think it will do first. I think it's first going to come down, wick in a bit, and then we could get a nice little pop if things come out great, right? But basically, if GRT comes back to 13 to 14 cents, I'm dollar costing. There's one more area, but I'm dollar costing that area. But GRT is one on the list that I'm definitely focusing on. The next one, again, I'm saying them again, ALGO. Again, it bounced on the daily on support, and it's actually better entries than where it was last week. So still, live trading. So if it wasn't I know Run said cancel Valentine's Day. Guys, I have to take my lady on a date. I have to. I have to buy her flowers, chocolates. I have to take on a date. So I wish I could do live trading today, but I promise on another day I will do it. ALGO again, guys. Again. ALGO is still one huge for me. The same thing with Thorchain. These are just slightly better entries than where they were last week. The ones I would get rid of if the market pumps is I would get rid of NEAR on the pump. It's just not doing what it needs to do just yet. So I would definitely let's focus on Chainlink. It hit the 618 yesterday. Hopefully it comes a little bit lower down. I still think Chainlink is one of the big ones. Where is my Thorchain? It disappeared. Amazing. Render, actually quite interesting. This, guys. So Render, I think you're going to get a beautiful short. For the guys that like shorting, I think there's going to be a great short. Not right now, but I think Render goes up at some point here. It makes a lower high, and I think you're going to get a monster short. So put this on your charts. Not now, probably be in a week or two, but I think Render, we're going to get a huge one. I won't buy Render now. I'd only be offloading on the next pump up just to protect. It just did too much. And for me, it did a 500%, I would still de-risk from those that made a lot on this next push up, and I'll still be moving. ALGO, Thorchain, GRT. Let's look at Atom. Atom, it's okay for now. Updates on Atom. No more buying on Atom just yet. I saw Luxury waking up. So Lux is actually creating a trend. And if the markets go bullish today, it might be a beautiful trade for you. Be patient. 4-hour break and hold outside of that. That will be a great one. Filecoin, I still think is great. Let's actually speak about, before I jump back into these coins, AI. Speak about AI. Okay. So, guys, they are higher risk. But if markets turn bullish today, it does look like AI is going to go retest those highs. Look, here's the first one, Singularity. It is breaking 4-hour trend. Okay. Now, this for me falls under 10% part of my portfolio. It's the higher risk, more heart attack sort of views, but it is where the gains are too. And we can see already that if the market goes bullish today and there's slight bullishness in the market, AI is just waking up and looking really strong again. So for me, if you look at where we are now, 65% just back to the highs on Singularity. So I'm just warning you again that we are starting to get some breakouts on AI. Singularity is one of them. Fetch. I'll show you the trends again. There's Fetch. There's the trend. Beautiful. So these retests might happen on the news. And if there's retests and we hold these levels, it might be a great time to pick up a little bit, because if you do look at, remember, they have done crazy things, but they are 30% cheaper than where they were a week ago. And they might just go test those highs again. If not, maybe even crack them and go slightly higher. But Fetch would be another one I'll put on my radar today. 40 to 45% back to the highs. Let's look at this one over here. This one's actually nice because it's got a great trend. So if that does break in the next 24 hours, 48 hours, just pay attention, put on your radars. AI is starting to look pretty good. Even Ocean Protocol. I'll show you Ocean. This one's really nice, guys. So be a little bit patient. I would probably say, what time is it? It's 2 hours from now is the news. I'd give it about an hour after the news for the markets to settle. And if we start closing and we're holding strong, and maybe even Bitcoin breaks that trend, get ready. What are you buying? Ocean, this would be a great one. If this closes out here today, it's amazing. You enter the trade, stop loss under low, and it should run. If we look at the percentages, just back to the high, 31%. And let's actually look at the higher time frames. Oh, on the weekly, it's still got another resistance, which looks like it has more upside. So if things go bullish there, remember, you are already quite late in here, so you must put a stop loss under the lows, guys. Put a stop loss, put a stop loss, put a stop loss, please. But the next push over here, it's another 50, 60% from where we are right now. So pay attention to that as well. We're looking at what's bouncing. And for me, definitely AI and definitely possibly gaming too. So I'll be looking at Sandbox. I'll be looking at Mana. Let's actually see how these coins have held throughout these dumps. Oh, still strong. Whoa. Still holding, still strong. There is obviously a turning point of where this can get a lot lower. So be patient with this, but we'll get the breaker trend. But Mana's looking good. Sandbox, let's actually have a look at Sand. Sand had that huge pump last week. Still a little bit. So guys, you can see the charts. Only if Bitcoin breaks that trend line is the time to get ready and get into some of these altcoins. I would still not go into a lot of altcoins, guys. I won't go into tons of altcoins. Be very aware of that because there is still lower supports. And there is still a very bearish scenario that if Bitcoin loses that low and things go bad today, still expect that total 3. I showed you guys the total 3. The total 3 to make its way another 3 to 4% down. And that ideally would be the better buys. So there's 2 major scenarios. We break trend line. Amazing. Dip your toes. Start getting to some of the alternate move. GRT, Thorchain, Algo, all of these. Amazing. Maybe even Solana. Other than that, be patient for a possible another 5-10% lower than that. And we focus on the rest of the week. So it's going to be a great day today. Join Sniper School, guys. Join Sniper School. And I'll update you guys straight after. I'll maybe even jump on to run show. Let's see how things. I'm on a date. I'm having an early date. Have a fantastic day, guys. Let's get through today. All that I'm saying is today is going to set the movement of the market, the direction. And once we have the direction, we trade it and we kill it. We've had a fantastic year. Much love, Banter fam, and have a fantastic day. I'll see you all later. Much love.